where we're always working on this self-development. So tonight, I'm going to be sharing some ancient wisdom on essential oils. Now, what I will be sharing is a gathering of my personal experience. Let's get this a little. As opposed to my book knowledge. A little bit about myself. My name is Tanya 23, and I have a lot of things to share with the world, as many of us do in these times. So I'm here to get in where I fit in. Read the channel description, like and subscribe, share, because teamwork makes the dream work. And we are really struggling out here and working, really trying to come up with ways to just get the subscribers we need in order to monetize our channel, to have hope. Okay? It is so very hard. I have been an active YouTube user and channel holder since 2009. Okay? I am very savvy, but still catching up with new things in this platform area. I've actually just been doing podcasting since 2014. And if you look on my list of videos, my very first video is called The Fountain of Youth. And I'm talking about shungite there. There's actually no video, it's just a recording. But my first show has been my most successful show. Actually haven't reached that level of 10,000 views on any other video, and I have probably 100 or more videos. So what I'm trying to do is also get myself back in that space, because I really remember that day. And it is all about your enthusiasm about your topic. And so I'm very enthusiastic, and I always want to learn. I'm always learning. I have zillions of books. I'm actually struggling trying to find another bookcase as we speak. But as we know, books at one time were not available to us all. Some of us were forbidden to read. So in this time, in my generation, I have incarnated here to remember the ancient wisdom and then share it, because nothing should be withheld from earthlings on planet Earth. Everything that is on the earth should be available to all on the earth. And so we have to dig into our ancient wisdom in these present times to actually make it through and maintain your mental health. And that has been one of the top analytical results of clients when they do aromatherapy. It really helps to get to the core and to get to the, the root of whatever it is. Smells travel to the brain first. And so it is a quick way to utilize and get full benefits of the essential oils. Yes. And so, with that in mind, let us get started. Essential oils is extracted in a process from flowers. All essential oils come from some sort of flower, okay? And plants themselves, because sometimes sometimes stems and leaves is where you want to extract the oil from. And so one example would be like rosehip oil, which is supremely good for the face and skin at large, but especially for the face because it helps to get rid of dark spots. Now, mind you, these processes don't happen overnight. It may be 0 to 6 months before you see your actual results, but we must learn patience, my children. Just like it takes a while for a plant to grow, but not so much nowadays. I actually planted a few seeds and they had sprout up through the dirt the next day. So our sun is doing something completely wonderful and different for our growing process. It's really fast now. And so when you're gathering ancient wisdom, you get information from different things that you are manifesting. So when I planted the seeds and they sprouted the next day, number one, I knew this is a manifestation time nobody should miss out on, because things are happening like that. And, hopefully they're happening for the good, right? So that is what we want to focus on, right? So excuse me while I bless my own head with my ankh, and just, it's really beautiful. That is a quartz, of course, but it's Lumerian. You have your your lapis lazuli. You have your tiger's eye, your amethyst, and then you have your agate, green agate, and green aventurine. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I hope that you all can see me right, because this camera is very switchy. My computer camera started acting up. It's always something when you are doing something great. You run into all these freaking blocks, but you must go through them and be victorious. And essential oils really, really, really help us. So what I'm going to do is, there is a list from A to Z, and I'm going to do as much of the list as I can. And actually, let me do a little wardrobe switch and get my glasses, my reading glasses. Now, oops. Get off, my goddess. And as always, I like to give reverence and admiration to the great grand goddess of all creation, Serket, who has been said to be transformed into Aset, which is Isis. But at the end of the day, it is Serket. We all transform, okay? And a lot of times we do become someone else. But the essence of us, of you, is still there. Okay? So that same perception should be applied when we're learning ancient wisdom and taking information from the stories and information that we have been given. But we also, like I said, in this age of Aquarius, nothing is hidden, which is good for us. So what I'm going to do is go down this list that I have, and I will give you the results for certain essential oils. Now, just in case you don't know, there are some of us in the population that should not use essential oils unless they have their physician's consent. And that would be our pregnant sisters out there. So yes, and even if you are not pregnant, you should still do your own research, do the due diligence, and then do discuss it with your physician to okay your trial use. Simple as that. Another thing before we get into the details, if you have pets, make sure that when you're using your essential oils, you wash your hands really well with hot water, warm water to the touch, or however you can stand it. Use soap and wash your hands, because essential oils are actually highly concentrated forms of the flower. And so not all animals, they're just like a certain characteristic of human. They have allergies and stuff like that, and it could be really detrimental to them. And I know we love our furry pets out there, our friends, and so that would be one way to keep them safe while using essential oils. Okay, let's get started with the very first one. Essential oils for different situations. Acne. For acne, you might want to get a pen and a pad, so you'll have this information when you go to do, let me move that keyboard, your own research. Why? Yes. So when you get ready to go do your own research, you'll have your notes. As I can see, there's not even one person in the chat. And I know I have subscribers. I have plenty. I'm almost there, guys. But I have a number of channels. I'm also Tanya23, the notary. And you need to get over there to that channel, subscribe, because there's some hot notary information that I'll be getting out. Stop playing around and give out this content, because I also teach and offer on Wednesdays and everything you need to know about the notary career process. And I have a slew of unknown opportunities that require being a notary that is very lucrative, and not a lot of people know what they can do. And so if you get over there to Tanya23, the notary, you can catch that information and perhaps add a new career in your life and do your own thing. So let's get started. For acne, you could use cypress, bergamot, grapefruit, jasmine, geranium, juniper, lemongrass, lemon, orange, peppermint, patchouli, petitgrain, lang lang, sandalwood, and we know the awesome tea tree. Now, what you would do is read the instructions on the bottle. It will tell you that you need to dilute it in a carrier oil, which means that you need to take whatever drops you're instructed to use and you put it in a carrier oil, which would be like almond oil. I love using coconut oil, almond oil. Walnut is really good, but it's a little heavy, so it's better for like your pine family, you know, your cypress and your evergreen menthol type thing. And also, what I would do and what I have done in my grand journey of actually using and discovering everything I use to create my products. So much science and study goes into it, and you see this little jar and you think, oh, it's just an average butter. But I kid you not, it is not. So actually, my thing is, the truth is in the package, but the labeling needs to be more retailish looking, because people are caught up on outside appearances, and my goddess of being Tanya 23 is here to break that barrier, because it is not about what is on the outside of anything. It is about what is on the inside. When you get a book, do you just look at the outside? Or is the meat of the matter, you know, is the what you would call the paycheck, you know, the value is within the pages, right? So it is the same way with ourselves and different perceptions that we have. So join Tanya 23 in breaking those barriers so we can expand our minds. And also there are essential oils that actually help clear the brain fog, and we'll get to that. I tell you right off the top of my head, one of them is eucalyptus. Great grand eucalyptus. So much reverence. So many uses. And we'll get to that. This is actually going to be an ongoing thing, because there is a world, essential oil world, and the different many uses. Okay, so we got through that list for acne. Now, if you're suffering with allergies, you could use lemon, lavender, tea tree, and peppermint. Now, as a rule of thumb, how much essential oil drops you use is according to the amount you're trying to make. Now, when you're just trying these things out, it is suggested that you have something small. You know, for instance, something small like this, or even smaller, because a little goes a long way. Okay? And that's something we have to realize. This is actually a product of mine. It's called Serenity. Universal Love by Shea Butter Me. And as you can see, if I have this on my website, it has beautiful labeling, but it needs to be upgraded. And so that is the process that Tanya 23 is working on. So also you want to make, small amounts and try it. Give yourself a week. You know, you try a little spot where, it's not really seen too much, but you try a little bit as a dab test, just to make sure that, your skin is not having any reaction. But if you can have all types of flowers around you and you don't have allergies, then you pretty much are good to go with the essential oils. Allegedly. Now, you can use lavender for hyperactivity. And lavender, frankincense, Roman chamomile, marjoram, vetiver, orange, sandalwood, patchouli, and lang lang. Now, I just named 9. So the information is you could use 2 or 3 of these ingredients, 1 at a time, see how it works for you. Or you can do a few drops of each one. Now, as a rule of thumb, if you're going to use the entire list, what you would do is like I said, make small amounts and just do like 3 drops of each if you're using a little bit of oil. If you're using something like this and you are using like 8 different essential oils, I would say give yourself 5 drops of each. Allegedly. I'm just telling you what works for me and what my process was. And you guys can tweak it also. Alertness, very important.